Let's have a look at Alibaba stock today on Monday. So far, stock is flat, pretty much slightly negative. It was down around like 2.5% in the morning, and we still have like a couple more hours until market close. I'm just pretty much filming this video in the middle of trading session. So if you're new to the channel, we do these kind of short technical analysis every single day. So today a little bit different. We're gonna look at more to option market, what's going on with there. And for those who are wondering about the technicals that I'm watching, here it is. So I'm going to switch to a weekly chart. On a weekly chart, I'm watching as a support is 150, 149 level. So that's where I'm expecting buyers to show up. Even though today, the low of the day was 152 something, and it was pretty much buyers came in, or I think that there are some short sellers who are already trying to cover this name, because if you look at the volume so far, it has traded with 53 million shares. Okay, that's pretty higher than average, twice higher than its daily average, because usually it trades with like below 20 million, and trading session is not over, so a lot of trades, a lot of shares exchanging hands for the last 3-4 trading sessions. If you look at this volume right here below, you can see today is not an exception. So to the upside from here, I'm watching as a resistance 170, and also for this stock, pretty much to change the trend, I'm looking at this downtrend. So basically for me to consider the stock say pretty much stop downtrending, it has to get above this trend line. So somehow it needs to move sideways here and get to this 180, and if it does break out, gets above 200, that's when I will say, okay, so it's not making lower lows anymore, lower highs, it's breaking out. That's when I will consider downtrend to be over. But at the moment, it's sitting at that key support level. And here's what I want to look at in this video. We have looked at RSI, MACD, and all that stuff. But today, let's take a look at the option activity, because a lot of times when you see a lot of options being traded, and when there's a lot of options being sold, usually stocks try to close at that certain prices at the end of expiration date. If you're not too familiar with the option market or option activity, you might want to do a little bit of a digging about options, because it's a big market. It's a third biggest market out there. I think the first one, treasuries, bonds and stuff, and then second is equity market, and option market, and I think it's like $20 trillion market. So it's a big market. You want to learn it. If you trade options, if you trade equities, you want to familiarize yourself. So here's what I want to look at. So basically, I'm selecting for this week. Maturity date for option expirations is this week, pretty much 5 days from now. And here's what's going on with the total open interest for calls right here, and the puts. So calls have 80,000 open interest, puts 76,000. Even though market is open right now and there are a lot of other options coming in, and this data is going to be updated, so the maximum pain, which is a very, very uncomfortable price for both call buyers and put buyers, is 165. So if at the end of this week Alibaba closes around this price, a lot of people are going to lose money who were purchasing 150. So it looks like the low highest put was purchased with a $150 strike price and 175 strike price. And let's take a look at what's going on with the stock now. So at the moment, stock is at 158, right? So if it does close this week around 165, which very well can happen because we have a resistance at 170 and the highest call buyers at 175, and highest put buyers are at 150, which is a support. So I think this stock could spend quite a bit of a time in this range before we see some bigger bounce occur. This is my opinion. This is not a trading advice. I'm an options trader, and I do think there's not much to do here in terms of trading dailies. Maybe you can go quickly in and out of the trade, but with this implied volatility being so high, if you take a look at the Alibaba IV, 90% implied volatility for this stock is pretty high. So if you look at the August 27th right here strike price, stock is implying $13.75 at the moment, up or down. So it could be up or down by the end of, so option market is implying this much, and it's pretty big move. Okay, and if you take a look at the average true range for this stock, basically for the last 14 days, I use 14 days, so it has $6.80 average true range, which means that's the range it can trade in any given day. So even today, I was measuring this downfall right here, where this fall in the morning from 160 all the way till 152.80, that was $7.08, something like that move. So pretty much within that range. Of course, on Friday it moved with a bigger range, but on average, that's what I was expecting, and we bounced off of there. And now to the upside, I'm not expecting the stock to go much higher from here, but even though it can do that. But if I was long biased and I was trading a stock during a day, or if there's an algorithm that is trading it, that's where would they sell. So they would buy here, they would sell here, or they would short here, they would buy, they would short, cover here. So that's for those people who may be trading this name. But if you're an investor, definitely at this point, Alibaba is pretty oversold. And for me, this 150 area is very crucial. And if it does chop around, I don't mind it. But for me to trade options in this name, I don't sell options. So that's why I would let the stock to cool off a little bit and imply volatility to come down before trading this name. So those are the levels: to the downside 150, to the upside 170 I'm watching. And according to that option maturity and like maximum pain, looks like people are concentrated to the upside with 175 calls and to the downside 150 puts. So it might close in this range. Even if I pull up like September 3rd, you can see, let's take a look at what's the highest calls and highest puts. So highest call $202.50, and highest put is 160 put. Maximum pain is $180. So very possible that it's gonna close somewhere near that level, 175, 180, in the next 2 weeks. But let's see if the market makers and option activity will play out like it does usually with these kind of high volume option trades. So that's pretty much it that I wanted to cover. We can also just quickly take a look at the option activity for today, just the volume. 331,000 calls were traded and 217,000 puts were traded. And then if we take a look at the quantity of the biggest orders that are coming in, let's glance just for the records. Since I'm recording it, let's cover what's happening today so far. So a lot of spreads being bought and sold. So to me, just by looking at these biggest orders, I can see there are decent bullish bets coming in, but they're for next year. To me, it's looking like maybe people are playing some bullish debit spreads. I'm seeing 160 call, 160 put. This is pretty much someone who is betting both ways for November, and then 135 put for next year, $200 call. September 185 call, $200 call, 190 call. These are all spreads, so a lot of premium selling going on, in my opinion. Still, a lot of institutional trades coming in, because these are very, very high premiums and very, very high amount of contracts being traded. So to me, it's looking like, yes, bullish in terms of like people are selling it, but not many like naked call buying activity so far. It still has 3 more hours, but that's all I wanted to cover. I hope it was informative or helpful. So don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.